I want to talk essentially about this country here, where we're at today. We're in a bad way. We're in a bad way. Whichever way you look at it. Whichever way you look at it. There's nothing really positive that you could see. Except all this gap about what's going to happen in 2020. And much of which, of course, is all nonsense. Nothing is doing. You're being taxed to death. Sugar is in decline, we heard that already. Rice is in decline. Rice 2 years ago it reached a peak of 687,000 tons. Now it's down to about 520 after 2 years. We hear there's a lot of gold. Gold production at about 700,000 ounces. Half of it from the foreign people, the Australian and the Canadian. But when they ship gold from here, that money doesn't come back here. You must know that. They just ship it up to head office. And it's not sold to head office. It's just shipped out the place. And the other gold from some local people, they also smuggling. They're smuggling about 500,000 ounces a year, the other set of them. So although they talk a lot about gold, there are a lot of problems there. You go to the bauxite. We give away the bauxite to Rusal and Barbados for free. I don't think they paid $1 for it. Not a ruble, not a single ruble they didn't get it for. I think it's Samoans give them. Samoans might like give away things. You always like to give them what they want, he said. The linen operations, he had given that to Iron Gold. Since Iron Gold had sold it to both sides for 46 million US. We get nothing out of that. We're so dumb in this place. I mean, them who hold them kind of higher office, not me. Them who are there, they give away everything. We don't even get royalties from both sides. We don't get royalties from both sides. In what part of the world you can go and fluctuate people natural resources without paying royalties? You can't go to Russia. You can't go to China and fluctuate nothing. They'll execute in the morning, let me tell you. But here you can come and fluctuate every day. The Canadians gone with the gold. The Australians gone with the gold. The Irelanders gone with the gold. The Russians gone with the bauxite. The Bishanians gone with the forestry. But I'm gone, what's going on here? What's going on here? In any proper country, you know what happened to these people? In North Korea, execute ministers down there. Give away the whole country? Are you telling me in 2020 everything will be happy? Everything will be fine? I don't believe it. I don't believe a word of it. And the reason I don't believe it is because when you look at the experience, based on the experience, you know that in 2020 nothing will happen. Some politicians might do well. But I was looking at this Sarah thing. And it struck me, you know, as a legally trained person. And one of the problems in this country is that nobody don't read all this thing. Not even the members of parliament. Not even Sarah people. They don't have time to read all this. They don't hold like a book. They don't have to read it. They don't have time for this. They just read comic book and mirror and all kind of nonsense. They don't have time to read this. But I read it. Every word, every line, more than once. And it struck me here. This is what struck me. That Sarah can go to the court without you, without the owner, for an ex parte order, them alone going, to put a restraint on your property. They can go to the court. Where an application to by an officer of Sarah that it appears to the court on evidence tendered by the applicant, consisting or including evidence admissible by virtue of 40 days, and there are grounds to believe that the property was obtained unlawfully, then the court shall put a restraint order on it. That's it. The court shall make a restraint order prohibiting the respondent as the owner or any other person from disposing or otherwise dealing with it. Well. So they go to court, you're not there, this is ex parte. They go alone and say that thing where you see builder. I think that it's built on the proceeds of unlawful conduct, and put the order on it. That's section 28. 28 says the restraint order may be made on an ex parte application to a judge. You hear them alone going. Amazing, eh? Amazing. When you go to 34, 34 is something that I was thinking about it. At any time when this restraint order is in force, and you want to appeal this thing to remove this order on your property, you have to provide in an affidavit income and your source of income for the last 10 years. You have to go now and prove that you work hard and build this thing. The burden now shifts to you, the owner, to go and get this order lifted and produce all this paperwork for 10 years. And there's a part in here which says that if the court is not convinced of this 10-year paperwork you bring, then the court may issue a seizure order. All gone, Lake. It's gone. When you're trying to get it back, you lost it right there. This is it. The court may issue a seizure order. Read it. All this thing is in English. All this thing is in English. This is dangerous. You always wonder sometimes why this economy is not performing. One of the reasons why this economy is not performing has a lot to do with the business class. You know them set of people. Their confidence in things, their whole mindset, the mood they're in. They're really not no mood now to invest in nothing. And wait till they reach Sarah, they're going to be in a more depressed mood. All of them will read Valium, let me tell you. But coming down now to that thing here about the same Sarah. I've never read anything like this, 41. This is a dangerous piece of law. Dangerous piece of law. The director or other authorized officers may apply to the court for recovery order against any person believed to be holding or have held property, including where A, the person has not been charged with an offense, B, the person has been acquitted of the offense, C, the charge was withdrawn against him, but he still lost it. The mere fact that you were never ever convicted, even if you were being charged and freed and acquitted, it makes no difference here in this law. It makes no difference. We have to challenge this thing. A lot of it is like that. And the reason why we challenge this thing is because we still have in this country something called the Constitution of Guyana. This is the supreme law. Whether or not you like it, they said Bonham law, I don't care, it's law. This is the Constitution of Guyana. And until and unless it's changed, this is the supreme law. And anytime this thing contradicts this thing, it can't stand. Y'all hear me? Anytime this thing contradicts this thing, it cannot stand. And this thing violates this thing. Because in this country, property is protected under 142 of the Constitution. And you cannot go ex parte and take away a man's thing. Don't want the thing. Not even North Korea, they don't do that. But North Korea, no private people don't know nothing, I don't think. You cannot go ex parte to a judge and take away a man's property. He didn't even know about it. He just heard about it. He read about it in Kaito News. And when he go to get it back, and he can't convince the judge, he really lost it now for good. What is called a seizure order. The problem in this country is that a lot of people don't know about all these things that's going on because people don't have time for this. People trying to make a living, you know. I got time for all this because I don't work. I got time for read all these things. But people don't have time to read all this. People trying to make a living when the day comes. But we have to look at all this. What is Sarah is doing, what Soko is doing, because these things impact on the economy. They impact on investment decisions. There's no investment in this place going on, as far as I know. And many of you know that the economy of Guyana is essentially two economies. The legal, formal economy that we know about, and a big part of it, the illegal economy, what they call it parallel economy. Sometimes they call it the criminalized economy. That's like Thomas' word. So the economy of Guyana is comprised of these two sections. As far as the formal economy is concerned, that's in decline. Production is done, exports are done, the currency is being devalued, the foreign exchange situation is getting tight at 600 million only. The bank's not giving you money for foreign exchange. And the illegal economy, a lot of those who operate there have been pulling back. Plenty of them fighting the DA close to DSA, and everybody laying low for the time being. Because they're laying low, except the sawmill man, he's laying low. Except he. Oh, he's the only one laying low, but he's hiding. Oh, so that part of the economy laying low, except the sawmill man. The formal economy is not doing well, and that's why we have this problem in Guyana. A lot of unemployment. A lot of unemployment. A lot of people believe if oil comes in 2020, you'll get all this oil, you won't know what to do with it. Go say you'll have to get a sovereign wealth fund. You'll have to manage this money. You have to bring people from Goldman Sachs. Because we don't know how to manage money. All of them they're around here. All these hustlers from New York. They're there every day. The market's full of them. They come for thief for hustle. Vultures. Goldman Sachs people, them alone can invest your money. They want to invest your money. They want to invest your money, carry to New York to go about it. They invest in Google and Yahoo and all kind of nonsense. Zuckerberg and Twitter and all nonsense. That's where your money can invest. They know how to invest money. They keep telling you. Them alone know Goldman Sachs. Them alone know. They're there all the time telling you, we can invest in sovereign wealth fund, man. Just do it. We can do it. And we don't know what to tell these people. I know what to tell them in waterfront language if they come by me. But Trotman is such a nice guy, he wouldn't do it. He's such a nice guy. He gave a guy a contract to tell him about some refinery. And the guy come and said, no, this thing is 5 billion, you can't do it. And the guy collected his fees and gone. Could you imagine this guy? A big contract, a big consultable refinery. And what he brought? He brought some old projections from somewhere, from Angola and Nigeria, and he bring it here and get money again. And he gave a presentation that this thing is 5 billion, and the rate of return, you know, a lot of talk about rate of return and all these big words. All nonsense. All nonsense. And we are calling all these people. What for? To do what with? We don't even know what we're going to get. Both said they get an 87.5% of everything. For starters. They get an 87.5% for starters. And we get 12.5%. Oh. And when the price of oil is 55 or 60, and the cost of bringing up this thing is 70, and have a deficit, what does the contract talk about carry forward losses next year, like the Angola contract, what it says? You got to keep recouping. You got to keep recouping till the end of time. That's why we have to see the contract so we can read it, so we can read what it says. And then the contract itself is not confidential, the document. The document is not confidential. What is confidential is confidential information about Exxon. We don't need to know that. We don't need to know that. Scientific information, financial, we don't need to know that. We need to know the basic outlines of the thing, what they signed to. I think it's the Jagdo government signed this thing, right? 99, what year was that? Who was president then? Janet? She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't have a clue. She didn't have a clue, and he had less of a clue. This sign thing, The people don't have a production license. You sign sharing and you don't have a license? And you come 16 years later and now tell me you find the thing? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That 16 years later you find it? You know what 6504 says? You got 11 years, buddy, to find this thing or else you walk. This is it. No more than 2 extensions. Absolutely, you walk if you can't find nothing. You come 16 years later and tell me you find thing, I look like I'm dumb. I'll chase all of them away. All of them if I had the authority. Which I might get one of these days, who knows? They won't like to see me. They won't like to see me. I was speaking to some trade unionists yesterday how things bad. And a man asked me what I would do if I had the authority. A trade unionist. I said, you won't like to see what I would do if I had the authority. He said, well, what would you do? I said, I would declare martial law. That's what I do. And straighten the whole gang. He was amazed at the answer. Zia-ul Haq declared martial law in Pakistan. You need a man to declare martial law, eh? I'm straightening this whole gang. I'm telling you, that's what you need here. Thank you, sir, for inviting me here today.